In today's gaming news, Medieval Engineers hits early access, reviews for the Order 1886 are less than stellar, and the Stomping Land goes extinct. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is Force here with your day's gaming news. First up today, Medieval Engineers is here. From the creators of Space Engineers, this is a sandbox game about engineering, construction, and maintenance of architectural works and equipment from medieval times. Players can build cities and castles, construct mechanical devices, and terraform the land. The game is available now via Steam's early access for $19.99. So this is sort of a similar situation to the Terraria discussion we had the other day. I didn't play the original game. I never touched Space Engineers, but I've heard so many good things about it, especially for an early access title. People are saying they're constantly updating, the game keeps getting better and better. So Medieval Engineers, being much more in line with my type of thing, medieval times are sort of like the RPGs. I like that stuff. We've been over this. So this is actually a game that I am interested in checking out. In fact, I might just have to give it a look this afternoon because honestly there's not much else going on right now. I mean, we've got the Order 1886 coming up, but that's not looking so good. The Order 1886 officially launches tomorrow, but you might want to hold on to your money because reviews for the game are out today, and so far they've been mostly negative, averaging between 5 and 7 out of 10. Of all the reviews I've seen so far, I believe Jeff Gerstmann of Giant Bomb has said it the best in saying that the Order 1886 feels like a collection of half-realized ideas that are being presented in one of the most visually pleasing ways possible. It's a technical showpiece, a graphical powerhouse that in some ways is almost without equal. It's also a short and disappointingly straightforward cover-based shooter that offers little to no variety in its encounter design, a lackluster story that fails to make good on its initially compelling premise, and a set of jarring QuickTime event set pieces that aren't especially interesting from a gameplay or storytelling perspective. So those couple of sentences quoted from Jeff Gerstmann pretty much sums up all of the reviews that I've seen so far. The game looks absolutely gorgeous, might be one of the best visually looking games ever, and the cover-based shooting is alright, but besides that, it's incredibly short. The storytelling doesn't deliver. There are way too many QuickTime events. I believe the average gameplay time is between like 4 and 6 hours, people are saying. I haven't played it myself, but from what I've read, it feels like it's a completely unfinished story with way too many loose ends, and it doesn't deliver a satisfying experience, especially for that AAA $60 price tag that is attached to it. And last up today, the Stomping Land, an open world multiplayer survival game where you have to try to fend off dinosaurs, has apparently gone extinct. The Stomping Land was kickstarted back in 2013 for a little over $100,000. Now recently, a freelance artist working on the game announced that he would be leaving the project after going unpaid and not hearing a word from the game's creator, Alex Jig Fundora, for over a month. Now the game does remain on Steam, but it appears to be an abandoned project. You know, typically this isn't something that I would make a big deal about. One of the artists leaves, he says that the game's creator isn't talking to him, but who knows? He could be full of it. He could be lying if it weren't for the fact that just last December, this game was pulled from Steam's early access after months of inactivity from the developer. So you've got that just a few months ago happening, and then now this, one of the artists saying, hey, I'm not hearing from the game's creator. He hasn't paid me. What's going on? He leaves, and we've received no updates now from the game's creator, so this will be the second time that he just goes MIA. After kickstarting money, after collecting early access revenue. Now, the reason we're bringing this up at all is because this sort of highlights the fact that, you know, especially recently with the Peter Molyneux debacle and all that's been going wrong with Goddess, we hear a lot of negativity about Kickstarter and, in turn, early access projects. But I think the important thing to keep in mind is, as horrible as these select instances are, for every failure, for every Goddess, for every Stomping Land, there are many times more successful Kickstarter stories. We are constantly seeing games in early access that are getting constant updates. In fact, I just mentioned Space Engineers as a great example. This is a game that people are saying this thing gets updated every week. They're squashing the bugs. They're constantly in discussion with us. And then we've seen successful Kickstarter titles that have launched and done very, very well for themselves. So it's very easy to focus on the negativity, but do keep in mind, Kickstarter can be a great thing. It can be leading to successful projects. It's just unfortunate when stuff like this does end up happening. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's episode of the feed. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to comment in the comment section below about any of the topics discussed here today. Are you going to be checking out Medieval Engineers? What do you think about the Order 1886 in the reviews that we've seen so far? And then lastly, oh, the Stomping Land. I mean, I just want there to be a good dinosaur game. I feel like it's been so long since there's been a good dinosaur. Do you remember that Orion mess? Oh my goodness. I want good dinosaur games. Someone release one, please. Thanks guys so much for watching. Once again, this has been Force, and you have just been force fed. It's almost to the point where I just want to make one myself. I have no idea how to make games. I can't draw. I'm not a developer, but I want somewhat, maybe I can star in a dinosaur game. I could be Force the Dinosaur Hunter. Coming to get you. I'm gonna hold on to your butts.